So we'll do a quick unboxing here. This is what you get in the mail. Simple little box. Looks like everything's compact. Comes with, they sell this for home, etc. Also say it can be mounted in your car. So that's why it has this little thing of screws here. So you can either use these anchors, put them in a place in your drywall in your house, shop, or you can just use any of these screws here. Hopefully we can find a place to do that. So basically that's all it comes with. You have your magnetic mount and the screws. So I've got, my plan was to use this Ruger 380 to test it with. The challenge that I think we're going to run into is whenever this thing is loaded. You can't see it now, but there's a little tab here on top. It says loaded when up, and this thing pops up. So let's see how this is going to work. Okay, so here is our Ruger 380. And ideally, the way this thing works is you have this little magnetic spot and it, have it upside down. So it's got these two little tabs on the bottom here. And what that does, you just put that in there. It's got a place here for the sight so nothing messes with it. And then it's pretty solid. I mean, I can rock it from side to side, but it takes a little effort. And what that tab there on the bottom does is allows you to cock the gun if it is mounted on a surface. And so if obviously not carrying it loaded would be ideal, unless that's your thing. But this allows you to just pick it up, chamber around, allows you to chamber around, take it off the mount, and you're ready to rock. Now, like I said, this thing has this loaded when up. So we may run into a challenge here. So we'll load it. So there it's chambered. Put it on safe so we know that we're safe. And see how this little thing popped up here? Challenge that's going to do, see, now we don't have solid contact with the magnet. But again, that's unique to this weapon. Maybe some other Rugers, I don't know. This is the only one that I have that has this. So to be able to now we're empty. So for me to be able to use this the right way and to have it securely mounted to the magnet, we're going to have to make sure that this is not loaded when this particular pistol is mounted to this mount. Let's see if I can find a good place to put it. All right, here we are inside my vehicle. And ideally, if you're going to have this accessible, you're going to want this essentially in a handy dandy spot like that. Obviously you don't want it too far over to be banging your knee on the handle of the weapon. In this particular vehicle, this is not flat, this transition here, so may need to I could put it there, but that doesn't allow me a good flat spot to mount it. If I slide it right along that line there, up about as high as it'll go, I think that gives me plenty of room. It's not in the way of my knee. It's not a huge weapon. It's a 380, so I think that that will probably work since I'm right-handed. And it's a small enough weapon that I think it won't matter. Now, the one thing I am concerned about, this is plastic, and what they have provided are drywall screws. So not 100% positive or convinced that drywall screws, or that this plastic is thick enough for those drywall screws, that the drywall screws will hold it. So do a little research, see what I can come up with. All right, well, my concern about that piece under the dash is, was there any electronics underneath it? After I got those screws out, there you got to undo the wire for the hood latch and other things that I didn't want to end up messing with. So I got a good enough angle in there, I think, sticking my phone under, taking a couple of pictures. I'm comfortable there's no electronics that I'm going to poke through with the screws. So now we just have to mark it and install it. Let's do it. All right, just a word of caution. I got this thing in here and I tried to install it as high as I could, and look at that. I could not have installed it any higher. I think that it is barely touching. So, word to the wise, make sure you put your pistol in the holster, in the magnetic mount, before you determine where you want it. I got extremely lucky because it does have full contact on the magnet. It's just right there. See, it's in there solid. Easy for me to get out, put back in, and it just barely has a little bit of clearance there. So, sorry for the bad focus here. Let's get a little more light on it. But that's it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.